Hello and welcome to the webinar, A Ballad for Those We Love, Life Insurance. My name is Chris Buckley. I am with Allegro Wealth, and I'm glad that you could join us today. So the first thing that we need to do is take care of the disclaimer and disclosure. All right. So the main reason for life insurance is because there are people in our lives that we love and care about. And that love and concern transcends our own personal life. And you love your family, or maybe you own a business, or there's charities or other organizations that are important to you. Others depend upon you, and you want those hopes, dreams, and promises that you made fulfilled, no matter what. So from Aristotle to Confucius to Marcus Aurelius, the Bible, the Tao, Hindu, Buddhist, Incas, Mayans, Irish, the Italians, the Godfather, and the Sopranos, nothing is more important than family. Pope Francis once said, "The family merits special attention on the part of those responsible for the common good, since it is the basic cell of society. Families foster the solid bonds of unity on which human coexistence is based, and through the bearing and education of children, they ensure the future and renewal of society." Great quote. So life insurance is the gift of love. It celebrates the family's love. And in an age when the focus of society is often on individual autonomy, we must realize as the family goes, so goes the nation, and so goes the whole world in which we live. The future of the world passes through the family. Pope JP2. A lot of great quotes from that guy. Anyway, so what are you worth? No mathematical formula will ever describe your value as a human being. The value you bring to your family, friends, and the community can't be overstated. Solomon Huebner defined human life value, though, as this: the capitalized monetary worth of the earning capacity resulting from the economic forces that are incorporated within us all. But you know what? It's so much more than that. It's our character, our health, education, training, experience, personality, industry, creative power, and the driving forces that are within us all. So, what is the economic value of human life? Well, it arises out of its relationship to others. Man lives not unto himself alone, instead lives for the benefit of others. And whenever the continuance of life is financially valuable to others, the need for life insurance is always present. And I know this is a tough conversation. As a financial advisor and financial planner, I have to sometimes ask the tough questions. What do you want to happen if, right? And I've heard people say, well, I don't want too much life insurance because then I'll be worth more dead than alive. Really? Really? Let's think about that. You can't insure a moped for the same amount that you can insure, let's say, a Porsche. If you could, it would create accidents. Insure that moped for $300,000, wreck it, have it stolen, repeat until rich. No, that's not going to happen. Life is your biggest asset. Don't ever underestimate that. And what would happen to your family if the income you provided suddenly disappeared? Could they afford to stay in the same home? If not, where would they live? Childcare, healthcare, other ongoing expenses, tuition, future education expenses, eliminate household debt, and maybe preserve a family business if you're a business owner. Life is your biggest asset. The ability to love your spouse, your children, earn a living, be a coach, a business partner, mentor, teacher, provide for charities, volunteer in the community, church, or other religious organizations. And you'll never hear a surviving spouse say, there was just too much life insurance. However, the flip side of that coin, we've all seen people with GoFundMe pages for surviving families that now struggle to pay the bills and fulfill the dreams that they would have happily funded if they were there to do so. So go ahead and make sure that those promises can be kept either way. It's a matter of love. So there's several ways to pay for a child's education and future college expenses. And maybe life insurance wasn't one of those ways that you thought of first, but it can be a viable option. A cash value life insurance policy may be a way to pay for educational expenses. And in case something happened to you, the insurance proceeds can finish that college savings plan that you once started. Potentially even years down the road after they're out of college, but maybe that child borrowed money for college or went to graduate school and they borrowed money for that. And they've been paying off those pesky student loans. Proceeds from a life insurance policy in the future could help pay off that monthly note so that children aren't burdened with those expenses down the road. Something else to think about. So just as we mentioned, some types of life insurance allows you to build cash value within the policy. That cash value can be used as an extra cushion that you can tap into at any time without the rules and restriction that the IRS places on retirement accounts. This could really come in handy if you have a financial emergency down the road. The policyholders receive interest and or dividends based upon the product's performance, and the growth of the money inside that life insurance policy is not taxed. And that, my friends, is called a good deal. So if you own a business, life insurance is vitally important. It covers your obligations so your work doesn't go to waste. Let me ask you, could your spouse run your business without you? Are they skilled enough, knowledgeable enough to handle it? Do they have the relationships and the trust to get that work done? Typically, a business owner has much of their net worth tied up in the business, which is often an illiquid asset and something that's kind of hard to sell. What would be the value of the business if the owner wasn't there to ensure that it runs smoothly? Life insurance proceeds can provide that spouse with financial security and complete the savings plan for their future. What happens if you have adult children that get involved in the business? And maybe you've got several children and some get involved and others do not. If the business is part of the estate, would it be fair for those involved in the business to pay profits to the spouse or other adult children that are not involved in the business? Life insurance can be used to become a fair and equitable tool with the state and buy out those that are not involved in the business and keep the business viable for those who are involved. If you're in a partnership, and let's say that partnership is not a family, but if you were involved in a partnership, could your partner provide for your family without you there? Can you necessarily trust that partner would treat your family fairly? Would they be able to earn enough money without you working in the business to provide for your family? The proceeds of a life insurance policy prevent the other partner from holding a heavy financial burden and responsibility. The life insurance can provide tax-free funds to buy out the deceased family member's estate. And we've all heard that time is money. Well, life insurance can buy you time. What would happen to a business if an owner or a key employee were to pass away? Could that business survive? How long would it take to recruit, train, and get a new employee profitable enough and productive enough to keep that business going? The proceeds of a life insurance policy can provide money to that business to recover in case an owner or key employee were to pass away. So it's something that's awfully important to think about. Also, when someone passes away, the heirs face estate and inheritance taxes on the assets that they receive. And that federal estate tax is due within 9 months. If a substantial amount of your net worth is tied up in property, a business, or other illiquid assets, heirs often have to sell those assets at a fire sale to come up with the money to pay the estate taxes. Life insurance can provide the liquidity to keep those assets in the family. If you're worried about your loved ones getting hit with a big tax bill, life insurance is for you. Trust me, seen this too many times. I've also heard people say, hey, look, I don't want to gamble on the fact that I may die. Well, I hate to break it to you, but Jim Morrison said it best, no one here gets out alive. Life insurance is the opposite of gambling. Its purpose is to create certainty in a world of uncertainties. So, to protect all the joyful moments in life that you want to provide for, it's important to have it in place. I also need to bring up something that's very, very important. And that's for those families out there that have children with special needs. These children are wonderful and they are a joy in life, but they'll never be able to care for themselves. And having a life insurance policy in place for them is extremely important. And you also need to have that life insurance policy inside of a special needs trust so that the life insurance proceeds don't inhibit them or prevent them from qualifying for state government program benefits that they would qualify for in other cases. So I can't impress upon you enough that this, for those types of families, is extremely important. So you buy life insurance because you love your family and you want to know that no matter what happens, you did your best to take care of them. At Allegro Wealth, we help passionate people compose their financial lives. My name's Chris Buckley, and contact us today to start the collaboration.